Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Anyone who is interested is welcome to join. Our first participant is Felicia Chan from Malaysia. Felicia?
Ajahn, I don't have question at the moment. I want to say goodbye to you. I will go back to Lumpur, Uthai Monastery this Sunday. I will see you after a month.
So you go to heaven, go to Nibbana?
Yeah, I understand that mindfulness is like a on-off switch of the mind. Illusion appear because the switch of the mind is loose, not strong enough. If the switch of the mind is strong enough, illusion will disappear. So I have to go back to monastery from time to time for maintenance.
Very good. Just like an automobile, you have to put it into the shop.
That's my Brahma word.
Good. You have Samma-Ditthi, right view.
Thank you.
Okay. Good luck to you. Okay. Next, our Professor Ken from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajahn. I have no questions at the moment.
How's the weather? Cold? Looks like you put on a sweater.
It's very cold, yeah. It's a little bit below zero at the moment. Normal winter weather.
Celsius?
Yeah, negative. But it's sunny.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of light coming in.
Sunny and
good day.
The weather is changing a lot. It's going up and down. It's very unstable.
Okay.
Okay, Ajahn.
I'll go to Malaysia. Alvin, sunny Malaysia also.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have a very patient today.
Okay.
Thanks.
Kok Seng from Singapore.
Prajan, this evening I'd like to ask Prajan, to say something about the significance of taking refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Every morning before I start my meditation, I would chant homage to the Buddha, and then followed by the three refuges. So I hope Prajan, you can say something about the three refuges so as to increase my convictions in my meditation. Thank you, Prajan.
When you take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, it means you take them as your teacher, your guide to Nibbana. So you have to believe what they teach you and follow what they teach you. That's all. That's what it means by taking refuge. Anybody who tells you different from the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, then you should ignore them. Only believe in what the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha tells you. Anything else that is conflict with the Buddha's teaching, then you have to disbelieve. You don't have to follow them. If you want to go to Nibbana, the Buddha said, do charity, do meditation, do morality, do wisdom. And this is what you have to do. Okay?
Okay, but Prajan, I must confess my desire to go Nibbana is not that strong. So, Prajan, what's your advice so that I can increase that desire, wanting to go to Nibbana?
Well, thinking about returning again next life and go through the same suffering that you are going through right now. You keep coming back again and again until you reach Nibbana. That's when you don't come back. Would you like to come back again and again?
Actually, I would not. I mean, if I were to be reborn as a human being, I actually would not mind to come back again.
Okay, then keep coming back. No problem. No one to stop you. But don't complain when you get sick, when you get old. Right now, you're not sick yet. You're not old yet. So the Buddha said you have to think of getting old, getting sick, and dying all the time. And to make it real, you have to go visiting people at old age homes, see how they live. And go to the hospital, see the sick people in the hospital. And go to the cemetery, see those people who would eventually have to go there. You will also have to go there. You will also have to get old, get sick, and die. If this images doesn't have any impact on you, then no one can help you. Sorry.
Okay, I will contemplate over what Ajahn mentioned.
Contemplate is not good enough. You have to actually go see the real thing. Go visit a corpse. Go visit a sick person. Go visit an very old people in the hospices, for instance. That's where you will go eventually. If you don't die before you get old. Okay.
Okay,
Then maybe your desire for Nibbana will be stronger. Right now you don't see dukkha in birth, aging, sickness, and death yet. You don't see the Four Noble Truths, the first Noble Truth, the truth of aging, sickness, and death, as being dukkha. The Buddha he only saw the three person once it's enough for him to give up his throne, left the palace. Say, I don't want to come back anymore. When he went out and for the first time, see an old person, see a sick person, and see a dead person. And he said, this is going to be me in the future. I don't want to come back and be like this all the time. Okay, go see the real thing. Have you ever gone visit people in hospices, in old age home? Have you?
I have been to those old folks home. I mean, many years back, and my mother will be 90 years old this year. So I've seen she's presently not mobile. She's wheelchair bound and looked after by a domestic maid. So, but she's able to eat by herself, but she's not able to toiletry. She's not able to changing. She's not able to. So everything is dependent on the caregiver, the domestic maid.
Mhm. Okay. Put yourself in her place and see how you feel, how you think.
And that is one reason why I'm afraid I do not want to be in a similar situation as my mother right now. That means not being mobile, not being physically, and I try to exercise daily to keep myself healthy. So to keep myself fit and healthy, so that I would not end up being immobile in the old age.
But can you guarantee that that's going to happen?
Yeah, it's uncertain.
Okay. What happens if you lose your leg, lose your arm, and lose your limb, lose something, become crippled or become paralyzed, what would you do then?
Yeah, I think would be, yeah, I do not know whether I'm able to cope with life if such a physical disability happens. Yeah, so
Okay.
in theory, I may be able to say, oh, this is anatta, anicca, anatta. But in reality, I think I may not be able to cope with it yet.
Okay. All right. Maybe it will stop your desire of coming reborn again. It's up to you. You have, if you don't see this thing as dangerous to you, then you will probably don't want to go to Nibbana yet. You want to come and enjoy your movies, your noodles, your whatever you enjoy right now. Okay.
I will contemplate over what Prajan said. Yeah, thank you, Prajan.
All right. Next, Claudia from Switzerland.
Good afternoon from Switzerland, Tanachan. No questions today. I'm listening.
Okay. Go to Bangkok, Titima. Are you in
กราบนมัส
Bangkok?
การค่ะพระอาจารย์อินดอนเมืองค่ะ ค่ะ
You came this morning to give food and then you go back all the way to Bangkok.
yes before I work I think พระอาจารย์ cannot remember me because my new hair
Oh really? No. I didn't notice they're any different.
oh
Maybe not
you.
short enough yet.
Oh okay I will try it no question today thank you พระอาจารย์
Go to Christine Hue from Penang.
Good evening, Tanajan. I missed my 8 precept another week. I just discharged from hospital.
Okay, you can always restart.
Since I got COVID, then I sick again, then I got dengue, then I have to admit hospital. Then 3 weeks I missed my 8 precept in temple. I feel very sick when I was in hospital and I feel very worried, a lot of thoughts coming in, then all the mindfulness gone.
Yeah. So you know now what happened when you get sick. You could not practice.
Cannot at all.
So when you're well, you better start practicing because you don't know when you're gonna get sick again.
Yes. When we are healthy, we are so precious the time.
Don't be lazy. Don't be complacent. Always think of aging, sickness, and death waiting around the corner for you.
Yes. When sick, I feel the suffering through the sensation of the body is horrible. And they poke here and there when they go all the way. And I cannot eat and feel want to vomit and the liver malfunction because the dengue virus is very, very strong. Then my hemoglobin go down a lot until the doctor said they have to prepare 2 packets of blood for me. It's like, oh, I'm not going to die anytime.
So you still want to be reborn?
No. It's scary.
Okay, better start practicing 8 precept.
Yes. Have to practice. When I come into Tanachan Zoom meeting, I feel like recharge back the battery.
Yeah, recharge the 8 precept, recharge Bhutto, okay? These are 2 things that you need right now.
Yes. And at March, I cannot go to Thailand for do donation hopping because my turn I have to take care of my parents, so I cannot go for temple or then I take care of my parents because my brother have to go. so I feel staying at home and practice also good as follow Tanachan advice as well. So
Yes.
Mm.
And you can still donate. You can use money transfer. You don't have to go there by yourself. Just send the money to wherever you want to donate.
Yeah. My brother going to Luang Ta Ma Bua temple, Achanman temple, and many temple. I
Just give them the money.
give them the money. Yes.
And then you can stay at home and practice.
Yes. Practice very important.
More
Thank you,
important-
Tanachan.
Yeah, more important than dana. If you have to choose between dana and practice, then you should choose practice. But if you can do both and not affect one the other, then do both. And do donation through long distance donation, online donation, or if someone goes to somewhere, you can also give them the money to donate for you. Then you can have the time to meditate also.
Yes,
But
I
if
will
you,
follow.
if you go temple hopping, you will have no time to meditate. You'll be so excited. You start to see things around you, enjoy your ride, looking at all the sceneries, and
Enjoy the food also.
forget about your Bhutto.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, I will follow Tanachan advice and keep on brushing up.
good. All
Thank
right.
you, Tanachan.
All right, start soon, huh?
Later. After meeting, I'll try to meditate.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to back because 3 years back when I was 40 years old, today I'm 43. Then so coincidence when I on the line about 4 a.m. last 4 years back, Tanajan on Zoom on Facebook. I was so happy that I feel like, oh, so fast the time passed 3 years already.
Yes, it's go very quickly. So don't forget and try to keep on doing as much as you can right now, because one day you might run out of time.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
good. Go to Malaysia again, to Philip, Kuala Lumpur. Philip,
Good evening, Tanajan. Wishing you well. I don't have any questions tonight. I'm listening in.
okay, good. Someone was here just now and he's already gone. Okay, maybe something wrong with his connection. Go to Kafailing, then Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajahn. Today I'm still listening. I have no question so far.
Okay. Go to Alfredo, Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bante.
Okay.
Hi.
Does Sao Paulo mean St. Paul? St. Paul? The name of the saint, St. Paul, Sao Paulo.
No, São Paulo. São Paulo.
What does it mean?
São Paulo.
You don't know the meaning of Sao Paulo?
I don't know.
I think it means St. Paul.
No.
One of the Jesus' disciple, the 12 disciples.
Yes. Disciple of God, né?
Of Jesus.
São Paulo, I think, is God religion.
St. Paul.
No, São Paulo no. São Paulo is American, no, it's not.
I know, but Sao Paulo in Portugal it's called Sao Paulo, but in English it's called St. Paul.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Someone can correct me.
but I don't live in São Paulo. I live in Cotia.
Oh, I see.
Is near of São Paulo,
Yeah,
40 kilometers.
40 kilometers. I see.
Yes.
Okay, but no one there know that place. So you say Sao Paulo.
Yes.
Near
São
Sao
Paulo.
Paulo. Near Sao Paulo.
Yes.
Okay, how are you doing?
Yes, it's good.
Good. Happy, peaceful.
No, Bante. No, I don't happy, Bante.
Not happy.
I don't happy because the world is very sensorial. It's very material.
Uh-huh.
The people's only want, desire. The people is competing with others. I don't.
You don't have to compete with them. Let them compete among themselves.
Yeah, with myself, yes, né? But but they have things, they have money, they have work, they have business.
But they don't know.
To have state is different, né, Bante?
They don't know that they are all dukkha. See, the Buddha said money is dukkha.
The people's is not dukkha is normal, Bante. To people's dukkha is normal.
Mm-hmm.
The people's not getting light, man. The people's not are busy with dukkha, né, Bante?
Mm-hmm. They don't see dukkha. They don't see dukkha in money. See? They see happiness in money, so they go after money for happiness, and they all end up with dukkha, anxiety, worry, stress.
I don't know, but in São Paulo, no, but in Thailand is different. I think in Thailand is different. In São Paulo, no, but in São Paulo, the people have to business, dukkha, problems, and resolve problem is good, né, but because they have experience in business. It's other life, né, but it's other life, né?
Yes. So you're not happy with them?
No, I don't happy.
So what you gonna do to make yourself happy?
Yes, I think get off the world.
Yeah, forget about them. Then you can become happy.
Yes, don't happy and don't unhappy. Don't.
Don't look at them. Don't pay attention to them. Don't look at them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
don't
look. No, happy no, but for me be happy, I have to have things that to be happy me, né, Bante? If I don't think to be happy, I like to calm life. It's good, but it's not a real happy in material life, né? I live in material life, né, Bante?
You still live in material life.
Yes, I meditate, but I live in material life.
Okay. So what you gonna do? You keep on living with material life, or you want to change to spiritual life?
Yes, both, né? But material life is necessary, né, Bante?
Only for your body, looking to take care of your body, but not more than that.
Yes.
If you want anything more, then you should look for spiritual happiness instead.
Yes.
Bhutto, meditate, jhana. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I look for this.
You cannot look for it. You have to do it. You have to Bhutto or anapanasati.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you do this every day?
Yes, a lot.
A lot, huh? Anapanasati?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Body, on Vedana. on Chitta, on Dhammas.
Okay. All right. Stay happy.
All right. Yes.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Bangkok with B. Ravin.
Hi, good evening, Prajan. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Yes, so Prajan, I have one question. It's regarding the Satipatthana Sutta. The sutta says we have to be mindful of our body, mindful of our feelings, mindful of our mind, and mindful of phenomena. I don't quite understand mindful of the mind. What does that mean?
It doesn't say mindful of this thing. You have to know the nature of this thing, not mindful of this thing. Mindfulness is only when you develop mindfulness. Then you have mindfulness of body and mindfulness of the breath. That's what you do for mindfulness. But once you have established jhana, then you want to study the nature of the body, the nature of feelings, and the nature of the mind. That there are anicca, dukkha, anatta. See, people misunderstand the sutta. They read and they interpret according to their own understanding. So basically, this sutta teach 3 steps toward nibbana. First, develop mindfulness by being mindful of your body all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Don't separate the mind from your body. Tie the mind to the body. Every movement, every posture that the body does, the mind stay with that. And then when you sit down and meditate, it switch from the body to the breath, the in and out breath, anapanasati, until the mind enter into jhana. Once it has established jhana and equanimity, then it can then go and study the nature of the body. First, then feeling. The body is subjected to anicca, impermanent. It's subjected to aging, sickness, and death. So you have to study that the body is changing. You have to accept the change because you cannot prevent it from changing. If you want to change, you want to stop the change, you can get dukkha. Because that is craving or desire for the body not to get old, get sick, or die. If you don't want to have dukkha, then you have to accept the truth of the body. That it's going to get old, get sick, and die. It is anatta. It's not you. The body is not you. There's no you in this body. Go search for it, for yourself in the body. See if you can find yourself in this body or not. From the hair of the head to the hair of the body, to the nails, skin, teeth, flesh, bones, heart, lungs, and intestine, liver, brain, all the fluid. Are there any part of these things that you can call it that it is yourself? Are you the blood? Are you the brain? The brain? What are you? Where are you? It's just your thinking that keeps fooling you to think that the body is you, because you happen to come in possession of this body. Because you don't know, you don't understand who you are, so you take the body to be you. But according to the enlightened person, you are the mind, the one who thinks, the one who knows. That happens to come in possession of this body, and then presume that this body is you, and then become attached to this body because it wants to use the body to have pleasure, to have sensual pleasure. But the body says, no, I cannot live forever. I'm gonna have to get old, get sick, and die. And so you're not happy with that prospect, right? But if you want to be happy, then you say, okay, I know I can use you only temporarily. One day you're gonna get old, get sick and die, and then we'll have to part ways. Just accept the truth. Then you will have no dukkha with the body. We have dukkha because we have suffering, anxiety, worry about the body because we want to keep it. But we cannot keep it forever. So this is what you have to teach your mind, the nature of the body. Impermanent, anicca, temporary, not permanent. Also not also changing all the time. Not reliable source of happiness. When you get sick, you cannot use the body to go out and have fun, right? So it's not reliable. It's anicca, it's anatta. You cannot control it all the time. You might be able to control it some of the time, but not all the time. So when you cannot control, you can become unhappy. But if you know, you realize this ahead of time and prepare your mind to accept this, then when you cannot use the body, you say, okay, no problem. I stay home today. I'll lay in bed today. I can be happy in bed. If I don't have any desire to go out. Right? Someday you don't want to go out, right? Even if you're invited to a party, you still don't want to go out. You want to stay in bed. So what's wrong with staying in bed? Staying in bed is pretty good. But when you want to go out, you don't want to stay in bed. So you have to stop your desire, your cravings. And in order to do this, you need to practice meditation first to get equanimity. If you have equanimity, then you have the strength to resist your desire, your craving. And when you cannot do anything, you say, okay, I'm happy. I can stay home, read books, or just watch my breath if nothing else to do. Then you would have no suffering, no dukkha, when you cannot do anything with your body. Okay, this is what you have to do. Study the nature of the body and the nature of feelings. We have 3 types of feeling. Good feeling, bad feeling, and neutral feelings. Right? Keep going back and forth, changing from one to the other all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Can you say, I only want good feeling all day long? Okay.
No.
So this is not, you cannot, it's not under your control. It's a natural phenomenon. Phenomenon, singular, or phenomenon, plural. They keep changing. From good feeling to bad feeling, then to neutral feeling, then back to bad feeling or good feeling. It depends on the causes. And the causes come from your contact with the sensual objects.
The 5 khandhas.
Yeah, the 5 sensual objects, sight, sound, smell, taste. And when you see people, your feeling can change from good to bad, from bad to good. When you hear something, your feeling can change. Or when your body needs food, your feeling can change. When your body becomes thirsty, your feelings start to change. So this is constantly changing all the time due to the changing nature of things that affect the feelings, and which sometimes you can control and sometimes you cannot. When you cannot control, then you feel bad. You add another bad feeling. This one from your desire, from your not being able to achieve what you want. This you can prevent. You can stop this dukkha or mental suffering, mental dissatisfaction. Just accept that feeling keep changing. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's neutral. Just accept them for what they are. You don't have to do anything. They come and go by themselves. But you only want to chase after the good feelings, and you want to try to get rid of the bad feelings. See? And it's not under your control to do this. So when you cannot do it, then you become unhappy. If you don't want to be unhappy with feelings, you just accept all the 3 feelings. Take all of them. Like take 3 wives at the same time, not just 1 wife. Then you can be happy with any wife. Why only take 1 wife when you can take 3, right? Even though they might not look good, some of them might not look good, but you only want a beautiful one, right? Take all 3 of them, good, bad, and neutral, and you will always be happy. So this is the nature of feelings that you have to come across every day. And you keep running away and keep running away from the bad and chasing after the good. So you become frustrated and tired and dissatisfied when you cannot do what you want to do, get what you want to get. So it's easier just to sit down, relax, and let them come and go. In order to be able to do this, you need equanimity. You might have to be relaxed, comfortable, and not reacting to anything. Same way with the nature of the mind. The mind, the mood, the emotion keep changing. Someday you get good emotion. Sometimes you have bad emotion. Sometimes you feel happy, exhilarate. Sometimes you feel depressed. This is the nature of the mind that you also have to accept. That they come and go. You don't need to do anything with them. Just let them come and go. Separate yourself from them. You're just an observer. You're the knower. It's like watching a movie. Don't get involved with the movie you watch. You forget when you watch a movie, you become involved with the movie. You become emotional with the movie. You actually think you're in the movie sometimes. Okay? Everything you see is like a movie. Everything that you experience is like a movie. So just detach yourself from everything. Just be an observer. This is the purpose. This is the goal of practice in order to stop your mind from having any mental suffering. This is the information contained in the 4 foundations of mindfulness. Okay.
I see. So when good and bad feelings come, we shouldn't try to stop them. We should just let it go as they come.
Yeah, because if you try and you cannot do it, what happens to you? You can become sadder.
Yes.
But if you don't do anything, then you don't feel sad. You accept them for what they are. You embrace everything, good or bad. They all come and go. Don't cling to them. Just accept them when they come, and when they go, don't go after them.
So accept them as being impermanent and constantly changing.
Accept them like they are like watching a movie. The movie is constantly changing, right? The storyline, you keep watching, it keeps changing, and changing. Just keep going, changing all the time. And you cannot stop the movie, right? The movie is not under your control. You cannot stop people and things around you. They keep moving around, doing things, doing this and doing that, come and go. So when you don't have to, when you don't try to control them, you have no problem with them. The only problem starts when you want to control them, manage them. So don't manage, don't control, just take things as they come. Then you will have no dukkha, no mental suffering.
So life is like a movie.
It is. It's like watching a movie, but you don't want to watch. You want to be a player in the movie. You want to be part of the movie. It's like watching football. You just cannot watch. You want to jump in the arena and play the And then when you lose, you feel emotionally sad.
Yes, I can relate.
It means you're crazy.
We get involved unnecessarily.
Yeah.
So the key
And-
takeaway is to not get involved.
And with everything. But if you still have to do something, do it. But don't become attached and won't expect to have it the way you want it to be. Sometimes it doesn't go according to what you want to be. Like at work, you plan to do something and it might not go according to what you want to do. Okay, you have to switch plan or, do something else. Life is like that. Never reliable, never predictable. Sometimes it is predictable, but sometimes it's not. So you must be ready to change with the situation. Be flexible. So don't be rigid. Thing has to be like this, nothing else, cannot be any other way. Then you put yourself into trouble. But you say, okay, we can change with things, whatever happens, come and go. We have to adjust things accordingly.
Be adaptable.
Yeah. Then you will have no stress, no anxiety, no worry. Okay, this is the
Yes.
purpose of the four foundation of mindfulness.
Yes, very clear, Prajan. It's very insightful information. Thank you so much.
Okay. Next to Dubai, Aparachita. You're back from your vacation, your pilgrimage.
Actually, I am in my pilgrimage. I wanted to say, Prajan, I'm in both Gaya, so I connected luckily. So I just wanted to pay my respects here to you.
I see.
Yes.
So you're in Buddhakaya now.
I am.
I see.
And I really hoped that maybe I would get this time free and a good internet connection. And luckily I got it. So that's why I joined in.
What do you do there?
Well, with this group, I went to, different places like Sujata's kuti, then we meditated there, then the bamboo grove, then this also to Rajgir, we went to Vulture's Peak, and all very, it's true, it inspires a lot of faith, and to just think that what would we be if the Buddha hadn't taught us? And yes, so, and also meditating in the Mahamodhi temple. So I feel very blessed.
It reaffirms your faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
More and more, yes.
Okay, good then.
Yes.
That's the purpose of going to the four places of pilgrimage.
Yes.
If you have no faith, you should have faith after you return. If you already have faith, you should have stronger faith after you return. So then you can put more effort into your practice, because you know this is the truth. This is the true way for deliverance from suffering.
Yes, true. And it's also lovely to see, like, I think in our daily life, we don't, and like I don't have many people around me who practice. So sometimes just being in the company of people who are also following the Buddhist way is very supportive. It feels good. And maybe more people in the world should follow that. The world would be a better place.
Yes. If everybody can follow the Buddha's teaching, then there will be no war.
Really? Yes.
Just keep the 5 precepts. That's all we need to do. Then you can stop all wars already.
Yeah.
But we cannot. Our greed is much stronger than our ability to keep the precepts.
Yeah, it's sad. But I guess that's also what samsara is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's better not to return. So keep practicing meditation,
Yes.
mindfulness, and wisdom. Then one day you'll stop all your cravings. Then you won't have to return to this samsara anymore. Okay. Enjoy your pilgrimage.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next, Mike Sheffield. You came in and went. You came and went. You're back again.
I am back again. Fra Ajahn, thank you so much for having me today.
Where are you from?
I'm in New York City.
New York. Okay.
New York.
The Big Apple. The Big Apple.
Big Apple.
Okay.
So very, very grateful. I was just in Thailand, and unfortunately, I couldn't make a stop to visit you, but I really wanted to chat, and I'm very grateful that you invited me to this video session today. I was listening to bits from your your biography on your website, and I found one bit really interesting when it said that you briefly studied civil engineering, but then you returned to Thailand to pursue ordination after you read a particular text. And I was curious if you could talk about the book that you read, the text that you read that kind of cemented your wanting to pursue ordination, and what about it to you was so powerful and spoke to you in that moment.
It's a small booklet. It's a free booklet given freely by the Buddhist Publication Society of Sri Lanka, Ceylon, in Ceylon. I have posted it on the kammatthana.com website, which called Impermanent. This is it's about talking about the three characteristics of existence: impermanent, suffering, and no self. And the booklet I read is about impermanent, which is something I have been thinking a lot before, because I used to see a corpse when I was young. One of the students in the school passed away, drowned in the swimming pool, and we had a funeral for him. And I had to go and watch his body in the casket. And it kind of struck me that one day I'm going to be like him. So that's always in my mind. But that was long before I studied Buddhism or know anything about this. Until when I eventually graduated with my degree, then I found out the degree I get doesn't give me any satisfaction yet, doesn't give me the answer. Then one day somebody introduced me to this booklet called Impermanent. Actually, if someone knows the link, please maybe send it to him. He can download. It's in the kammatthana.com website, and it's on the top of the page called Impermanent. You can send that link there. Then you can read it. Which is it talks about impermanent by the Buddha and by other Western philosophers also, trying to compare their thoughts on these things. Very interesting. It talks about how things are very, very brief. Like what I say is already gone, right? This is impermanent already. Everything is like that, just like come and go very quickly, but we just didn't notice it. That's all.
I love that. I'll definitely check that book out on your website. I was curious also about, your meditation practice at this point. Were there any specific teachings or texts or teachers that helped you, when you first developed this interest in Buddhism to, really like galvanize your practice or like to help your meditation to reach another level?
Well, after reading the first booklet, I wrote and asked for more, and eventually it leads me to the 4 foundations of mindfulness. So I studied the 4 foundations of mindfulness, and I say, hey, this is the way to meditate, the way to develop mindfulness, the way to meditate using anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. So I just followed the instruction in the foundation, four foundation of mindfulness, and practice on my own without any teacher, without anybody telling me what to do or how to do it. Then I slowly start to realize the calm that I gain from my practice. The mind become calmer, more peaceful, more happy, more content. And this makes me want to practice more. And I find that working and practicing doesn't go hand in hand. They are in opposition. When you work, you have to use your thoughts. When you meditate, you want to stop your thoughts. So I decided then maybe if I want to meditate, I have to give up my work. So luckily, I have some saving left for my job, enough to live for about a year, I figure. So I quit and start meditating for 1 year. Then after that, I ran out of money, so I wanted to practice more. I became a monk. That's briefly my history.
I love that. And one thing that I think about a lot, I have, a few different teachers, but I haven't really ever had a developed or devoted Sangha that I'm a part of. And I guess I just wanted to ask you, like, are makeshift Sanghas ever adequate? Or like, what do you say that it's of the utmost importance for practitioners to find a Sangha to belong to?
If you're serious and you want to take this path, then you need an enlightened Sangha, a Sangha led by one of the enlightened, someone enlightened. I was fortunate when I became ordained, I chose Longta Mahabodh Monastery, Ajahn Mahabodh, and I didn't know he was enlightened then when I went to his monastery, but I knew that he was very strict and he encouraged the practice of meditation, so I went. But eventually I found out that he was enlightened. So he steers on the path all the time, doesn't want us to deviate from the path, living with him, studying with him. So if you want to really tread on the path, then you would have to find an enlightened leader to lead you, someone in a monastery. Like many Westerners find Ajahn Chah as to become an enlightened teacher. So they went and studied with Ajahn Chah, but now he passed away. So then you have to look for his disciples. Maybe some of the Westerners might be enlightened. I don't know. Ajahn Sumedho, have you heard of him before? But he's quite old now. I heard he's over 80 years old. So, but this is something you might have to search for once you become ordained or before you ordain. You go visiting various monasteries. When I was looking for a monastery, I was lucky to get a book by Jack Cornfield. He was a monk then, and he wrote a book about guide to meditation centers in Thailand. I think that this booklet is still around somewhere. You just search in the internet. He went to visit and tell what type of teacher, what type of monastery, what kind of surrounding, what type of food, what type of practice, So this is a good handbook to study. So I did this on my own, just searching, just asking, and then getting information. A lot of things you can study on your own. You don't need to have a teacher. Like if you can get a good book on, Theravada teaching, some of the important suttas of the Buddha. I was lucky to study the four foundations of mindfulness. There's a good Theravada resources on the internet called Access to Insight. Have you ever heard of that? You can visit that site also. It has a lot of information. It has Thai forest tradition if you're interested in the Thai forest tradition. They mentioned a few enlightened teachers, but most of them already passed away.
I guess one last thing is that I've been thinking about the term Samvega a lot recently, especially because of world events, whether it be war or climate change. And I guess I just wanted, I've listened to or read how Bhikkhu Bodhi talks about it, and then how Ajahn Jeff talks about it. But I guess I wanted to know how you would define Samvega, and any advice for or how practitioners can find pasada through Samvega, and if they arise simultaneously, or and can we experience Samvega and not despair?
Well, the way I see it, if you look at the world as afflicted with suffering, that is Samvega. You see, it's sad. The world that we live in is a sad world. It's not a happy world. Everyone is afflicted with some type of unhappiness. No one is happy. And basically, we are all afflicted with aging, sickness, and death. So just contemplate on this nature of the body, and the body is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. Then it can give you samvega, sadness. What is the point of being born here? If you're born just to get old, get sick, and die. But people forget these facts. They keep going after things, then they forget that they're gonna get old, get sick, and die. So they don't have samvega. But if you just keep contemplating every day, as much as you can. Once I'm being born, I'm subjected to aging, sickness, and death, subjected to separation from the ones I love. Then it can give you a good picture of the world we live in. It's a sad world, not a happy world. You don't want to return if you can, if you know the way. Is this good enough answer?
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. If you want anything else, maybe later on you can ask again. Or come back again next time whenever you want to join us. Okay. All right, we'll go to Intan from Indonesia. Intan.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, Ajahn.
Anything?
No.
Okay, just listening, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Go to Japan. Varit, Kyoto.
Good evening, Ajahn. Because tomorrow I will be busy, so I come here today. Maybe my English skill is not good, but I try my best. I want to know about the truly self-reliance. What is truly self-reliance?
What is your question again?
อะไรคือการเป็นที่พึ่งของตัวเองที่แท้จริงครับ
What is true refuge?
Refuge ใช่
The Buddha said you are your own true refuge. You have to do the practice. No one can practice for you. If you want to get to Nibbana, you have to practice. First, you use the Buddha's teaching as your refuge, as your teacher, as your guide. But then you have to do the practice, following his teaching. No one can practice for you. Attahi attano nato. You are your own refuge. The Buddha can only point the way, tell you which way to go to Nibbana. But once you know which way, then you have to be the one to walk on that path to get to Nibbana. No one can get you there but yourself. So practice dana, charity, sila, morality, and pavana meditation. Then it will get you there. Okay?
Okay. because I met many people around here, so many another religion such as Christian. He told he used to be Buddhist, but Buddhist cannot answer his purpose, so he changed to believe the God because he faith the God and maybe something like that. So I think it sounds weird because in Buddhist to Atahi Atonato and they to faith about God to make them be better. So I think the Buddhist way is to Atahi Atonato is hard to weak people. I think so, อาจารย์
Okay.
Okay, that's all today.
All right. Okay. I'll go to Sri and Jack from Vancouver.
Greetings.
Are you your own refuge, or are you still depending on each other?
Depend on Ajahn.
Because you cannot depend on other people, because one day they're gonna be gone. Then who you gonna depend on them?
Yes, I was reflecting that just now. I don't know if it's going to end. Definitely going to end, and what I'm going to depend on without the Zoom session. What teaching like how to.
You have to depend on yourself. You have studied long enough already. Almost how many years now? 2 years? At least 2 or 3 years. You should know now what you should do.
Yeah,
you should be able to go on without the Zoom teaching now, without the Zoom meeting.
Still very much my weekly
What's so mysterious
and
about Dana, Sila, and Pavana? Oh, 3 things. What's so mysterious about it that you cannot practice on your own?
mysterious. Not mysterious. Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep doing these 3 things. Keep on giving if you can afford to give. If you have more than you need, then you should give it away. Give only what you need. What you don't need, give it away. Then it will lessen your burden of looking after your possession and also acquiring more possession. If you keep keeping away, then you don't want to acquire more than you have, more than you need. But if you keep keeping and you don't want to give, then you keep accumulating more and more stuff that you don't need. Then you won't have the time to go keep the precepts and meditate. So the purpose of dana is to free you from this accumulating of wealth, of things that you don't really need. Then you can have the time to go keep the 8 precepts and meditate. Then can you keep the 8 precepts? Can you meditate full time? Maybe just for 1 day even? The Buddha said you should have at least once a week time for your meditation practice. The practice of dana, sila, and pavana. This we call observance day, right? 1 prat in Thai, once a week. No, stop accumulating money and start accumulating Dhamma instead for 1 day.
You said one pra. When we say like pra Ajahn, that the same pra.
Yeah, the word prat means venerable or honorable person. It's called prat. So in Thai, we show respect to a monk by calling him prat before his name. or his position. My position is an Ajahn, a teacher. So they call me Pra Ajahn Suchart. My name is Suchart. But people call Ajahn. In the West, they don't know the difference between Pra and Ajahn.
Yeah.
If you call Ajahn, it means you're not as respectful as you would call Pra Ajahn. Yeah.
Oh.
But this is okay, it doesn't matter. It's, it's different culture have different tradition, have the different way of expressing respect. So there's no problem. If you don't understand the culture, then it's okay. Don't worry.
Oh. Last week I heard somebody ask like how they address you. He said, can call you Ajahn, can call you a dog. But because Ajahn is like, oh no, and the name doesn't matter to Ajahn. Who, like, you have no identity, I guess. No, yeah. Doesn't matter to Ajahn. Like I guess it's just a very worldly. But
it's a way we communicate. That's all.
Mm.
It's a form of communication.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
For me, just do what you taught me, like, so I'm trying to memorize the Satipatthana, but of course, like, I'm doing one at a time.
Okay, how far have you gone? Have you finished with the body part yet? The first part?
On the body part. So, but at least I'm starting to memorize it.
Mm.
And then with your explanations, that helped a lot. Yeah. And hopefully this will take with me like in the futures, like, at least to have a guideline, even without anybody. So
you understand from your reading and memorizing the parts about the body, practice about the body.
Yeah, it's strange enough, like last time I read it, but once you memorize it, and then sometimes because when you explain it, it makes more sense. But I never thought of it to go and memorize it. I mean, because I used to read it, like, read it over, but I didn't really put my heart to go and memorize.
Yeah, if you don't memorize, you can forget. See.
Yeah. So, I mean, read about it and thought that, oh, okay, this is what it means. But once I put effort, like, to try to go and memorize it, and that has a different feelings.
Yeah, especially if you want to use it in your practice, then you have to understand what the teaching is telling you to do, so then you can do it correctly. The first step is to develop mindfulness by using the body as your object of mindfulness. Whether the body is doing anything, you should always be watching that body. Don't let your mind stray away and go think about other things. If you're walking, just walk with your body. If you're eating, just eat with your body. Whatever the body does, you do with the body. The mind does with the body. This way will prevent the mind from running around, following all kinds of thoughts. The goal is to stop your mind from thinking. And then when you meditate, you will find you want to stop the thought entirely, completely. When you meditate, when you sit down, then you switch from watching your body movement to watching the breath, the movement of your breath instead. At the tip of your nose, watch the breath coming in, watch the breath going out. Just keep watching. and don't think about anything. Just know the breath. Then you can do this. Eventually, your mind will stop thinking and become still, peaceful, and happy, and have equanimity. See, this is the first part of the practice, to develop mindfulness so that you can get into jhana. This is simple talking about it. For some people, it takes years before they can get there.
Yeah.
For some people, they can do it quite quickly. It depends on their past life. If the past life they have developed mindfulness already, they can get into jhana right away, sitting for 5 minutes. I think that's a story about Machi Gal, one of the woman disciple of Ajahn. When she first learned how to meditate, she just followed Ajahn instruction. Ajahn said how she wants to know how to meditate. Ajahn said just recite Bhutto. So that's what she did. She sit down, close her eye one night, and recite Bhutto, and said 5 minutes, her mind just become calm right away. Can you do that? Just 5 minutes, reciting Bhutto, Bhutto.
No.
And not think about anything else. What's so hard about that? What's so hard about reciting the word Bhutto? Maybe it's faith. Maybe you don't believe it, that this is possible. So it makes you hesitant, not willing to put in the effort.
Yeah. Oh, no wonder Buddha also mentioned about faith is part of to be successful in like in the path, like
Yeah, you should have no doubt whatsoever with the Buddha's teaching. Everything that he taught you to do, you have to do it. Do it faithfully, studious, industriously, earnestly. But if you become hesitant, then your mind will start vacillating and you won't get the result. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So keep reciting the four foundation of mindfulness.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah.
See how long it will take you to finish it. Just one sutta. It shouldn't take you more than 1 week if you really want to put in the effort.
Whoa. 1 week.
Or 1 day even. What's so hard about? It's just that you don't want to put in the time, that's all. You have other things to do. You have to think about work and about making money and all sorts of things.
But it's helpful. It's helpful to at least
Okay.
to effort to memorize like a portion of it right now. Yeah, I don't think it's possible, right? Yeah.
Take 1 day off from work and say, I'm going to memorize this sutta today. See, right? Take it as a challenge to you.
Yeah, we'll try.
This was how the Buddha's teaching was passed from generation to generation through memorization. During the time of the Buddha, there was no written text, writing. Monks don't read or write. So they just remember, they just memorize.
Yeah. And then they take this as a textbook to go and practice.
Eventually, when they can read and write, and they put the memory into the text instead. Now we cannot remember. Now once we have the text, we don't memorize anymore. So we forget, and we don't look at the text all the time either. So our contact with the Dhamma is lost, because it's now in the book instead of in your mind.
Yeah, you have a good point.
Yeah.
Good morning from Toronto.
Good morning.
Ajahn.
Good
got the full
evening.
name.
Good evening from Thailand.
So it's,
yeah, sorry, we didn't call you Ajahn. Now we learned how to call you.
Well, Tan and Pra are similar.
oh, okay.
They're similar. Tan and Pra are considered venerable. Or,
Oh,
I think Sri Lanka, they go even most venerable, most venerable. They
Okay.
keep adding most. But
Yeah.
anyway, we are having a cold spell. I think it's minus 14. I think throughout this week it's pretty
very
cold.
cold.
Actually cold.
You're lucky have a good heating system in your home, in your house.
Yeah. We are lucky. Even the car, I think we can heat up before we get in. So we are lucky that way.
Okay. And if,
Yes.
Yeah, the question, I think Sue and Chek asked about the 4 foundations of mindfulness and the Kainupasana. I guess the main part of Kainupasana is Anapanasati, the breath meditation, also expanded in another sutra called Anapanasati Sutra in more detail. So I guess once you get into the Kainupasana part, the main technique being Anapanasati. Obviously, there are walking and other techniques written there for the completeness sake. But I guess Anapanasati alone will lead you to the next, opens up the doors to the Vedananupasana, Chittanupasana, eventually Dhammanupasana as your insight. So it's the beginning part. It's a ignition, like the first part is the Anapanasati breath part. I think we need to latch on to the technique, the correct way. What are your thoughts on that?
you do have to do it yourself. Find out yourself. It's for you to prove.
I tried.
Not for me to tell you.
No.
Santitiko.
It's just
we keep trying.
we keep trying.
Okay.
I believe it works because you don't need to. I mean, Chittanupasana, you don't need to practice. I mean, it is there. It comes. Dhammanupasana is a part of the product. But I think the main source, the main technique, I believe, my practice, I believe is Anapanasati breath meditation, as you explained in the Kainupasana. The first, you're starting from a very coarse level, the body which is apparent. Chittanupasana is not very apparent. We can't see. Dhammanupasana or even Vedanupasana, it's very subtle. But the Buddha starts from a very coarse stage where you can feel, everyone can feel the body, everyone can feel the breath, and then just goes into subtle, more refined states of mind.
Yes, he tells us to start from the body, which is more obvious than the feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling is not physical; it's
No.
more mental.
Yes.
And also the emotions, they are also mental, which takes a stronger insight or wisdom to be able to see these things. So you first have to go through the easy part, which is the body.
Yeah.
See the body as being anicca, impermanent, seeing that there's no self in the body. It's just a natural process of the 4 elements combining to become the 32 parts. And also look at the 32 parts to see that the body is really not that good looking as you think. You see the body as good looking only because you only see the outside of the body. That's why they have the saying, beauty is only skin deep. But once you look under the skin, then you can tell that this body is not good looking at all.
Yes.
This is good for suppressing or getting rid of your sexual desire.
So are these like more the insight, contemplation, beauty, looking at the aspects of the body? Already you're into insight, like a contemplation, but the Anapanasati is the meditation itself, the breathing.
Or anapanasati is to calm your mind into jhana. That's all. It has nothing to do with wisdom or vipassana. It is samatha. It's entirely samatha.
Yes. But once you get into samatha,
The goal of anapanasati is to get you into the fourth jhana. That's all.
equanimity. Yeah. And from there go into vipassana.
Then
So why is it included in the first kind of vipassana or the I guess maybe
you need it. It is a tool to be able to go to vipassana with the body. See? Without equanimity, you cannot study the nature of the body, because the mind will be overwhelmed with your defilements. Your defilement won't allow you to look at a supa, for instance.
So the contemplations are included in the kind of vipassana as a preliminary step, but the anapanasati is the technique for the jhana.
Yes, that's what they call foundation of mindfulness.
That's right.
You first want to develop mindfulness. Once you have mindfulness, then you can then go to jhana, anapanasati. And then from anapanasati, then you can go to body contemplation. To study the three characteristic nature of the body. And when you see it with wisdom, and then you can then let go of your attachment to your body, because it's not your body. So why worry about the body that doesn't belong to you? Do you worry about your patient body, whether they get well or not? You just
do your best.
Do you lose sleep over your patient body? No. Okay, you shouldn't lose sleep over your own body either, because it's not your body.
Yes. There's no. I've tried to label which part. Like at one point, trying to figure out, can't find anything. I mean, it's just, it has to be something we must have latching on to, otherwise we can't let go. So there must be some image of something. We think this is me. So, I mean, you had to kind of try and look in as detailed as possible with a dissect and see what are you attached to.
Well, you need common sense. Go through all the parts in the body and find which part of it is you, and you cannot find any part of it that you can call yourself, that it is yourself.
That's true.
So it's just your delusion.
It's a delusion.
Then you can summarize by saying, since there's no parts in the body that I can call myself, then if I keep calling myself, then I'm just deluded.
Is it the conditioning of the mind over time? This happened, like, and mind is conditioned so much. It's like an onion, over layer. So we can't find, when you start peeling, at the end of the day, it's nothing inside. It's just, you end up crying. That's all.
It's lack of investigation. That's all.
Yeah.
Like in ancient time, people believe the world is flat, right? But then somebody smart start to investigate, and they find it's not flat. It's round.
That's
true.
So it's the same thing. The Buddha just investigate the nature of the body, go through all the 32 parts, and he couldn't find himself in the body anymore.
Yeah.
So he concluded that there was no himself in the body. The body is not himself.
But I'm going to, Ajahn, I'm going to switch gears. And I know you talk about shunyata a lot before. Form of temporary shunyata is more like jhanas, like even equanimity, state of equanimity. But once the permanent shunyata, paramang sukhang, is like the permanent paramashunya, is something. Is it the default state of the mind? Because it's something like a television, when you put on, it's no image. But when you start, the senses start working, like we are starting up, seeing a picture, those 6 senses feed in, but the default state of the mind is empty. Is that what is the default state of the mind?
It's about the empty from the three cravings. We're empty of defilement. When you into jhana all your defilement stop working temporarily. So there's no defilement in your mind during that time. But when you come out of jhana, you start to think, then your defilement start working again. But with wisdom, you eliminate your defilement permanently. So your mind, whether in jhana or not in jhana, has no defilement. And we call this mind nibbana, permanent jhana. The jhana only temporarily suppress the defilement, temporarily.
Yeah.
But with wisdom, you get rid of the defilement permanently. So when there is no defilement left in the mind is called nibbana, empty of defilement. But you still have the khandha, you still have the four nama khandha. The mind still have vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana. But it's pure from defilement. It's like when you wash your clothes, you just get rid of the dirt that stick to your clothes, but your buttons still stick to your clothes. The clothes is still there.
Yes.
So it's the same way with the mind. The mind is like a piece of cloth, your clothes, and it has buttons, it has zippers, And when your clothes get dirty, you wash it, right? You get the dirt off, but you don't get rid of the zippers or the buttons that comes with your clothes.
Yes.
Same way with the nama khandha, the vedana, sanya, sankhara. They come with the mind. The mind is is a knowing function. Let's put it that way. While vedana is a feeling function, sanya is a thinking function, sanya is the perception function or memory function, and vijnana is the function that connects the mind to the body, to the sensual organs of the body. This is vijnana. It's a connector. That's the function of connecting the mind to the body. So all information from the body come through the connector, vijnana, come into the mind from the body, from the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body, come through the five vijnana.
So that's what, when you die, that's the vijnana that carries on to another life. If you don't attain
it disconnect from the body, and the whole thing, not just the vijnana, the whole thing, the mind, the four nama khandhas continue on without the body. So the five khandhas become just the four khandhas, because the rupa khandha dissolve it, return back to the four elements, while the nama khandha, the vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana, stay with the mind, the knower. It goes together with the mind. Go and reconnect with a new body. Then that's when you reconnect, you get rebirth, right? When you get a new body.
That's what we are trying to stop.
So when sanya, vedita, nirodha, we talk about Nibbanam Paraman Sukham. It is not the Sukha of the Vedana, like it's outside the realm of Vedana.
It's the happiness that arises from the cessation of suffering. When there's no suffering, then you have happiness.
Yeah.
Yes. But it cannot be defined by the Vedana Sanya at that stage. Like it's outside.
No, it has nothing to do with the four nama khandha. It is the mind itself. The mind itself that the mind can get dukkha, or cessation of dukkha through the defilement. If the defilement is working, then you get dukkha. And when you can stop the defilement, then you get rid of the dukkha in the mind, not in the nama khandha.
Not in the nama khandha. So even a little bit of namakanda remaining is suffering, like even the Vedana, even jhana is, because it's going to end, it's switching, like it's impermanent, and that causes suffering, like even pleasant feelings, whatever there.
The Buddha still said he get tired. When he walks, he say, I'm tired. I want to rest, give me some water to drink. It's not his mind that is tired, it is his body. That manifests it through the Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. But the Buddha's mind has no dukkha from the weakness of the body, the tiredness of the body.
Only the first arrow, no second arrow.
So it's you have to understand that the nama khandas are just function. Even the mind also has its own function. The mind has the knowing function. No one has this function. Vedana have the feeling function, but it doesn't know itself, whether it's having good feeling or bad feeling. It is the mind who knows this. It's the knower who knows this. Same with Sankhara. Sankhara has the thinking function, but it doesn't know what it's thinking. It is the mind that knows what Sankhara is thinking.
So knower always remains.
Well, knower is just one of the permanent things, one of the 6 permanent elements. 6 elements that never disappear, never destroy. The earth element, the water element, the fire element, the wind element, the knowing element, and the space element.
Space element, yeah. They were this. Okay. So knowing, I think it's in the text. It's called consciousness element. I think it's better to because it's sometimes confusing as a consciousness element. So it's better to say knowing element, perhaps.
Knowing is better. And they use vijnana consciousness, which is also wrong. Vijnana is just a connector. It connects the sensual objects with the mind. The mind then can access the sensual objects through the sensual organs of the body. So vijnana go connect to the 5 sensual organs of the body.
Because each 5 of senses has the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, but eventually they all converge on the mind consciousness, which is the more complicated form of consciousness, which the knower.
The knower is the one who knows what the vijnana connect with. Know the eyes, ear, the images, the sound, but the connector itself doesn't know.
I think it took a lot of time.
Thank you so much, Ajahn. Really understood. Please take care of yourself and see you next time.
Okay. We'll go to who is next now. Xiao Shan. Where are you from, Xiao Shan?
I'm in the US, Ajahn.
I see. Okay. Is this your first time here?
It's my first time, correct.
Okay. Are you a monk or something?
I'm a monk.
I see. How long you been ordained?
Since last year.
Since last year, huh? Okay. Can I help you with anything?
I joined Ajahn Facebook like a couple of months ago, and then Facebook closed. But during that time, I asked Ajahn permission to go visit in Wat Yan, and Ajahn gave me permission. So I come again to remind Ajahn, and then I asked permission to come on the 1st of February. If that's okay, Ajahn.
Well, if you're a monk, you see, we have 2 places in Wat Yan, one on the main temple and one on the mountain for practitioners. On the main temple, they do chanting and rituals. And if you want to practice, you go live on the mountain.
Correct.
But you have to get permission from the abbot.
Correct.
So when you come, one of the monks will then take you to the abbot and meet him and ask permission that if you can stay in the temple or on the mountain, whichever you choose to, and just tell him that, and he usually will allow you to stay as a visitor first.
Correct. Right now, sorry, Tanajan.
Go ahead.
Right now, I'm waiting for the visa, so maybe the visa will come down in a few days.
Okay.
So, yes.
You can contact with my assistant. Did you first contact with my assistant to the assistant Gmail address?
I did, Tanajan.
You did. You have the
Yes.
Just just contact to my assistant. I think they'll connect you with one of the monks. I think one of the monks will guide you as to how to get here.
Correct, Tanajan.
Okay.
So that's very much, Tanajan.
All right. Where are you in the States?
I'm in California, correct.
California. Where?
In Pomona.
Pomona, Southern
Yes,
California.
At the Thai temple over here.
I see. What
Buddha
Ajahn,
Panya.
what Buddha Panya?
God.
There's one close to you where called what's the name there? There's another Thai temple nearby, right?
I know. I remember the English name, like
What
Buddhist temple from America.
Buddha or something.
Correct. Established by Ajahn Thanajan Suwat.
Yes,
That's what you mean.
That's right. Ajahn Suwat.
Yes. I've been there a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. They're mostly Thai monks there, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the one you are in also, is it a Thai? Is it a Thai temple?
It's a Thai temple, Thanajan. There's 2 monks over here.
Whose tradition they follow? Who's are the teachers?
I think the Mahanikai temple.
Oh, Mahanikai.
Thanajan Chanya over here probably follow Thanajan Buddhadasa.
Buddhadasa, okay. Not Ajahn Chah.
Buddhadasa.
Okay, I hope you get your visa and get your travel arrangement done and get over here.
Yeah, thanks so much for Thanajan teaching and blessing. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. We'll go to Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Thanajan. I have been wondering more about chanting. How important do you think it is? It was the way to pass on the teachings in the past, wasn't it?
Yes, it's a way of learning the Buddha's teaching by reciting, remembering, and also at the same time, it's a way of developing mindfulness because it will prevent you from thinking aimlessly. It'll force you to think of something more useful, like the teaching of the Buddha instead.
Mm.
And it will make it easier for you to meditate right after. After you finish chanting, you should continue on with meditation because your mind should have enough mindfulness and calm enough for you to watch the breath. When you first started, your mind might still be restless and agitated, and you'll find it very difficult to watch your breath. So you use chanting first. You can do this mentally, chanting mentally. You don't have to make any sound. And you can sit in your meditation posture. Close your eyes and chant until you finish chanting. Then see if you can then watch your breath.
Thank you. That's helpful.
But if you want to start meditating by watching your breath right away, and you find that you can do that, then you don't need to do the chanting either. Chanting is like a preliminary practice before you do the real meditation. Because chanting will not get you into deep concentration. You need to do the watching of the breath to get you into the deep concentration.
Mm-hmm.
It's like shifting gear on your automobile. When you drive, when you first started, you have to use low gear, and as your car moves faster, then you switch to higher gear, so that your car can run faster.
I have a few books, so I've been giving it a go.
Okay. If you can chant in the language you understand, that would be better also.
Okay.
Then you can understand what you're chanting.
Mm.
But if you stick to the original Pali, then you won't be understanding what you're chanting about.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Mhm.
You're welcome. We'll go to Tokyo now. NK, what are you doing here so late?
Namaskaran, ค่ะ พระอาจารย์ Today
Yes.
I have question that I cannot make it in Thai because it's just afraid that my relative or my mother might hear that. So I decide to ask you in English version.
Okay,
I
go
have
ahead.
question that yeah, for myself, I was raised up by my grandmother, so I have not so deeply feeling with my parents. Sometimes when I grow up, some words of mine made them like feel angry on me, so I have no choice just to like say sorry and just pretend to like nothing happened, and I just try to forget it. And many times that many cases that they made me feel sad, so I just how to say I stay with myself, recovery by myself. So my question is wrong thinking that I have no like love feeling with them or deeply feeling with them. Of course, I respect them and support them by money, sending, or when they feel need help, I suddenly support. But I
Well,
have
what
no deeply
part
feeling with them, like
part
don't
of
want to
the
talk.
part of the reason why you don't have feeling for them is because you don't understand how much they care for you. See, they love you. Simply because they didn't live,
Yeah.
simply because they didn't live with you doesn't mean they didn't love you. If they didn't love you, they won't create you. You know, without them, you could not come about. So you have to think about the time when you're
Yes.
in your mother's womb. You know, 9 months. She has to carry you around everywhere you go, everywhere she goes.
Uh-huh.
So you have to think about this thing. Then you'll start to appreciate their love for you, their kindness for you, and what they have done for you. Okay. No one else could do this thing for you except your father and your mother. Is to give you this body. You know. But maybe after you are born, they might not be able to raise you because maybe they're not able. So they have to give you to somebody else to raise them. That doesn't mean they didn't love you. So you have to think harder, think this.
So I don't want to
So
fight with them. So
no,
then I just keep
just think
quiet
about
or
how.
keep minimize words to
Yeah,
them.
just every time you see your parents, think of them as seeing a monk. You don't want to argue with a monk, right? Okay. They are like your teachers. Think of them that they are like monks. They're like your teachers, and they mean well. They want to teach you something, but you might not want to listen to them, so you start to argue with them. So don't argue every time you see your parents. Think of them as your teachers, and they want to help you, tell you something that you might not know, or you should know. And if they tell you wrongly, don't get angry at them because they're not perfect teachers, but they mean well. They think of your welfare. That's why they tell you what to. That's why they try to teach you something. Look at the
I
positive
see.
side. Look at the positive side.
Is this kind of Akatanyu, Rajan?
Not yet. If you start to argue with them, if you start to treat them badly, then it shows you're not having any gratitude toward your parents.
I see. Because I just think that if I minimize my speech or my word to them, that might have no creating the like agreement or fightings.
Well, you
It's
should
not
you,
a
you
bad
should
choice, right?
you should change your attitude. You should look at your parents as someone who look for your welfare, look after your welfare. They want you to be happy. They want you to be safe. They want you to be, good. So when they tell you something, just accept what they say, and then see if you can use what they say or not. Maybe it's good for you, but you just because you have some maybe deep anger inside yourself or deep resentment toward them, so you don't want to listen to them. See? So you have to switch your attitude. You have to look at them as someone who really loves you, as someone who created you, give you this body.
I see. Because when I compare with my grandmother, I can tell suddenly that I love her and I respect 100% of my mind to her.
That's
So
right,
I just think it.
because you could see what she did for you, see, but you could not see what your parents did for you. They created you. Without them, there would be no you. Just think like this. Without them, there will be not you today to talk about anything. So you owe a lot to them, more than you owe to your grandmother.
Yeah, because many times that's in the
Because
difficult
your
time.
grandmother cannot create you, cannot
Right,
give you this body.
right. Even she passed away for more than 30 years ago. So until now, I still remember every moment with her.
Because you spend time with her, see, but you didn't spend time with your parents, your father and your mother.
I see.
The Buddha said, what your father did for you, you could never be able to repair, no matter how much you do for them.
They give us the birth, so that
That's right.
only reason is more than anything.
That's right. More precious, more valuable than anything else. Without your body, you cannot have anything that you have today, right?
When I try to escape or when I try to minimize my space, not try to like create conversation with them is not a good way.
Yeah, because you have resentment.
escape,
You
not.
have resentment. See, you feel that you've been neglected. They didn't look after you, so you're angry at them.
I see. Deeply feeling angry inside my mind.
Yeah. But you have to understand that sometimes maybe they're not in the position to look after you then, and they find that someone who can do it better than them, so they trust you to your grandmother to look after you, because they might not. I was in the same position when I was 2. I was living with my grandmother for about 8 years. They only came to visit me once in a long while. But I didn't have any resentment toward them. I'm happy with her. I'm happy with anybody.
Okay, I will try to make up my mind and switch my attitude, as you said.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ajahn. It's
right.
real clearly imagine my mind that try to think that parents just like a monk and they only teach us.
Yeah, they mean well. They mean well for you.
นมัสการค่ะ
They want you to be happy. They want you to prosper.
ค่ะ
Okay. Next,
ขอบ
Belinda
คุณค่ะพระอาจารย์
from Singapore. Belinda.
Hello, Ajahn. I don't know what to say.
Okay, then we're running out of time, so I'll skip you then, okay? We only have about 10 minutes left. So I'll go to question from Facebook, YouTube, or email now.
We have 10 questions this evening. The first 7 questions are from the assistant Gmail. The first 5 questions are from Samanji. Question 1. What basic steps should be followed to attain Sotapanna while still leading a lay life? Could you explain in simple terms?
Well, you should give charity, give away what you don't need. Don't hang on to the things that you don't need. Keep only what you need, but the basic necessities of life. Second, keep the 8 precepts. Third, practice mindfulness to get into jhana. Then study the nature of the body as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
The second question, since the 4th precept only is about abstaining from telling lies, many are of the view that idle chatter, using abusive language, and carrying tales are not sinful activities. What is the right speech according to Buddhism? Please explain.
Well, it depends on how much you want to follow this. If you just want to keep the 5 or the 8 precepts, you only require not to speak falsehood, not to lie. But if you want to be more refined, more respectable in the eyes of other people, then what you say, you want to say that will not offend people. So you want to keep the other 4 if it's possible. For monks, we are required to keep all these other 4. We're not supposed to speak foul language, idle chatter, speak what else? Inside hatred. This kind of speech we should avoid.
Question 3. If I'm keen to develop vipassana meditation, what is the basic step I should follow? Is it okay to start with anapanasati meditation?
Yes, you need to practice mindfulness meditation first to get to jhana. Once you get to jhana, then you'll be able to study the nature of the body first, then the nature of feeling, then the nature of the mind, as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, and let go of your attachment toward them.
Question 4. What exactly is anatta?
Anatta means no self. There's no self in everything. It's our delusion to think that there is a self. A self is just a creation of the mind. The delusion of the mind creates this concept of a self. When in fact everything are natural phenomena.
Question 5. If there is no self or I, who are we? For example, if a person passes an exam, is it not that person who passes the exam? If so, who actually passes the exam?
The mind, the one who knows, the one who thinks. It is the one who studied the text and then passed the exam.
The next question is from Philip Yo from Singapore. How do we practice to recognize that consciousness of the 5 aggregates is different from the pure mind?
Well, the pure mind is the one who knows. Why the 5 aggregate consciousness is not, they are just connectors. They connect the mind, the knower, to the sensual images, sensual objects, such as sight, sound, smell, taste, and tactile objects. The vijnana is just a connector that receive the sensual objects from the sensual organs of the body. And then it sends it to the mind, the one who knows. Then it's the one who knows the sensual objects, not the vijnana.
The next question is from Agnes from Malaysia. I respect the Bhikkhuni teacher because she guides me to learn Dhamma, but she is demanding towards volunteers, a dictator type when leading a project and demanding us to obey her instructions. My mind was irritated when providing service to her. I tried to cultivate good thoughts and suppress my irritated mind and told myself that this thought will come and go, but this irritation bounces back even stronger. Could Ajahn guide me how to handle this irritation of mind with wisdom so I can improve this teacher and disciple relationship?
Well, you forget your position. You're not the teacher. You're the student. So you have to obey your teacher. Once you obey your teacher, then there will be no problem. The problem is you don't want to obey your teacher.
The next 3 questions are from Facebook and they're from Tanik. Hi, Ajahn. Will you recommend if it's better to do an academic degree in sutta studies or just spend time to meditate?
No, I would not recommend to study for a degree, but you should study the basic way of how to practice. If you want to meditate, you have to study how to develop mindfulness and then how to meditate. That's all you need to study. You don't have to study the whole course, 4-year course to get an academic degree. It's a waste of time. You can study and practice at the same time. Go to a meditation center and study from your teacher there and meditate at the same time.
The next question, if I'm compassionate and want to help others, but he takes his anger out on me, how to best deal with this situation? Is it more compassionate to just leave him alone?
I'm not sure when you get angry, when you are compassionate. If you're real compassionate, then you don't get angry. You get angry because you want to control that person that you have compassion with for. You want that person to do things the way you want you to do. See? And when that person doesn't do what you expect you to do, then you get angry. So when you help someone, you don't expect anything from that person. Just help, just give, and then whatever he or she does with what you give, that's up to them.
And the last question, what is the difference between citta or consciousness and awareness? Thank you, Ajahn.
It's just a translation. So I don't know what to say. The citta is the mind, the one who knows. You can translate as the one who knows, or knowing, or consciousness, awareness, whatever. But these are all translation into English. And English has many different terminologies.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. I think is all for us also. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you very much for your company, for your participation. I hope you have learned something from this meeting and can apply in your practice and help you advance on your path. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, keep on practicing, and if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, President. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Thanks, Amy. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Amy. Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye.